Hi, I'm Lonny Goldsmith, and this is my Jewish geography story. So earlier this year, I was in Israel. My first time getting to go to Israel, and I was there as part of the Minneapolis Jewish Federation Experience Israel mega mission. And on our third day, it was a Wednesday, we were in Mitzpe Ramon, and I was getting ready to go rappelling into the crater. And I've never been rappelling before. I had tried once in my life, and I got harnessed up and helmet on and to the edge and immediately freaked out and couldn't do it. I was stuck standing at the edge and couldn't go down. So this time I was convinced I could do it. And getting myself ready, talking myself up. And while I was waiting, there's a large group of school kids, Americans, in the tent standing next to us. Sort of an open air tent, staying out of the heat. One of the kids had just come back up from the crater, and he had asked if we had any extra water. We had, our tour guide had grabbed 5 or 6 cases out of the bus, and we had plenty of water. So I said sure and tossed him a bottle, and being friendly and also being a journalist, I asked where he was from, and he said he was from Detroit, which happens to be where I'm from. So I said, that's where I'm from originally too. What part? He's from West Bloomfield, and I grew up in Farmington Hills, neighboring suburbs. And then I asked what school he went to, and he said, well, he used to go to another middle school, but he had just transferred, and now he's at Hillel Day School, and this was their 8th grade trip. Well, I went to Hillel Day School. I had graduated from there 34 years earlier. And our 8th grade trip was to Toronto, which it's a lovely city, but it is not Israel, particularly not Israel during the month of the 75th anniversary of Israel's foundation. So I was chatting with some of the kids, and the kids started asking me if I knew this person or if I knew that person, and many of them I didn't, or there were names that were sort of familiar. One kid had asked me, he's like, did you have Mrs. Bass as a teacher? And I said, yeah, 6th grade Hebrew, right? And he said, yeah. I said, she taught me how to play backgammon. She liked to talk a little bit of trash at us while we played backgammon. And he said, yeah, that's her. That's my grandmother. So 6,000 miles from home, 34 years after graduating that school, 36 years after having Mrs. Bass as my 6th grade Hebrew teacher, I met her grandson standing on the edge of a canyon in Israel. And it's a moment I've talked about often and will clearly never forget, because it was a wonderful experience and great to meet those kids from my hometown.